Le page second textbook at chuan page 69 aniang a page a dot kan ti le anga. It was his horror of being lionized. Lionized kan ti chuan lion chu in chia. Lionized kan ti chuan excuse me. Hey, pui di walan tir mo te khatiang khani ta ni ti hlau om emo ti pui emo khatiang khani don ni. It was his horror of being lionized to Lewis Carroll kha Alice in Wonderland mo siam tu khan. Lionized ni kha hlau ni interview a chan min fak chia ma ka ni lo pui alan te kha khatiang kha hlau ani, which made him thus repel would be acquaintance. Repel kan ti chuan hnar chu tianga alan chuan acquaintance a hmel hriat te a thian te khatiang tur zong zong te kha a hnar pha anga interviewers te and the persistent petitioners for his autograph ti chuan petitioners for his autograph a signature mo autograph persistent chu dil sham he dil lui tlat ang chi mo beidong du melawa dil lui char charang chi khatiang te le, and he would afterwards relate the stories of his success in silencing all such people with much satisfaction and amusement. Ti chuan khatiang ka ahnar fit khat thak anga khami hnuah khan a hlawtling na success zong zong kha khang people khang mihring zong zong kha satisfaction and amusement mo lungoi tak le hlim ti taka a silence tur te khatiang te kha a dona khatiang kha a hlau ani. Rudyard Kipling expressed an even more condemnatory attitude towards the interviewer. Rudyard Kipling, page 1. Condemnatory attitude. Condemn kan ti chuan dem ani mai mo du lo ang chi kha. Attitude towards the interviewer. Interviewer chungchanga Rudyard Kipling, page 1. Du lo na nasatak alantira anupui ngai dan kha nei ne du lo no mo kon dem vial no kha nei a anupui Caroline writes in her diary for 14 October 1892 anupui Caroline chuan Tihanazia diary that day was wrecked by two reporters from Boston and they ka anni ka wreck kan ti chuan he ti bam vek ti boy vek ninom zo vek ninom a chantir vek kha by two reporters from Boston. Boston atanga reporter pahnih ten kan hun man zong zong kha anti boy anti kholo vek ani ti khana diary azia kani. She reports her husband as saying to the reporters ten na apasal khan hetia soyang hena zia ka why do I refuse to be interviewed anything interview hi ka dulo anything ka hnar tlat ka dulo chan because it is immoral achan chu engen yang amoi lo thil ti omomoi po ni lo. It is crime just as much of a crime as an offense against my person. Achan chu engen yang poi khoina angani interview hi keima mi malaka as an assault kan ti chuan mi tu temo phalna lowa kanwa engen yang as physical assault ani chuan hei kanwa nek top te kanwa ti na te kan khatiang kha assault ani tiang tho chuan keima min assault min tinat na keima min fight na nga kangai and just as much marriage punishment chuwang chuan thil thalo mi an hriat lawa kanwa ti na emo kanwa be angania chu tiang reng chuan punishment mo shem po aphuin ka hria interview hi. It is cowardly and vile chuwang chuan adik lawa adoi zep thak bawk ani. No respectable man would ask it. Chuwang chuan mi zom pa ngai tak chuan mi interview tuya dil ngai lo nga much love give it chuan a pe ngai bawk lowang mi interview tuina dil kwal lo nga chuan mi interview turan ron dil pon adu ngai lowang tin Rudyard Kipling khan Boston atanga reporter pani local te kha achang lena nupui khana diary azia ka yet ma se ti chungpo chuan Kipling had himself perpetrated such an assault on Mark Twain only a few years before. Ma se Mark Twain nena khan Kipling khan had himself perpetrate kan ti chuan khatiang vati vathlen tir mo such an assault nia angai kha Mark Twain nena khan thlen tir le lo isia years before mo khami ma kumhasa kumma de khan. A.G. Wells in an interview in 1894 referred to the interviewing ordeal. This one A.G. Wells pokan 1894 khan interviewing ordeal ti khan alo refer aron alam chinani asoi chinani but was a fairly frequent interviewee and 40 years later found himself interviewing Joseph Stalin. Interview ordeal ti a ko chan chu interview hi thil awesome emo hlim om emo enjoyable emo phur veu tur hi ani lo thil ti tur va ti tur mak mo emo va carried out tur mo kha tiang mo phur na tam tak anga khana ngai ni ape om lo zia te ha thlak ve zia te hu phurom zia te kha tiang kha so yani ma se alo interview tu kha yes but was a fairly in look a page ka ti boatlet my excuse me ka hmu le che ti zom liang e SG Wells pokan interview already refer chin kha a refer china ma se ani po ha 40 years later kumsom li nuwa chuan Joseph Stalin kha ma po kha interview le thoni ba ka ma lo interview I po kha lo interview tu po kha ma lo interview fo chin tu kha ni a Saul Bellow who has consented to be interviewed on several occasions Saul Bellow po kha several occasions mun hun tam taka mo chan chi sang sang awang han interview kha voi tam tak remalo ti to a nevertheless once described interviews as being like thumbprints on his windpipe Bello po khan interview voi tam tak lo ma chon to si po kha interview hi being like thumbprints on his windpipe ti ni windpipe kan ti chon borua kan thok lu na mo windpipe he borua kan hip lu na khani ta ni thumbprint kan ti chon kha kha borua kan hip lu na khan rek tila rek ta ila ni lo pon hei thumbprint mo ti khan I kan kut khan ti phui ta ila khatiang tlok khan anga yani hemi aswai tum chu om zia chu a ha thlak zia shoma ti zia thok lak a har zia he a boruak enge nyanga thoi pi thlak zia khami soi tum na ni Yet, despite the drawbacks of the interview, ma se ti chung po chun despite na chung in the drawbacks su a that lo na mo enge nyang I a that lo na ni mai I tlin lo na ne ang chi te interview that lo na chi sang sang kara khan it is a supremely serviceable medium of communication interview hi communication media ma serviceable supremely serviceable mo man changkai tak man tlak tak ani a these days more than any other time tunang huna page 1 hundang zong I point our most vivid impressions of our contemporaries are through interviews contemporaries kan ti chon kan hun laia mi tu emo mo mi tu te emo mi lar te pawh ni se mi influential te pawh ni se mi ro puinia kan ngai te pawh ni se kan hun laia vivid impressions kan hmu dan vivid chu chiang fek fok mo kan hmu dan chiang zo kan hriat bel kan hriat chian theina chu are true interview kal tlang chau he ni Dennis Bryan has written Bryan chuan almost everything of moment reaches us through one man asking questions of another. Thil thleng zong zong hi moment of everything of moment reaches us kan hnen alo thlen dan chu through one man asking questions of another. Mi pakhat ina bidang question a zo atang ani. Because of this hemi awang hian the interviewer holds a position of unprecedented power and influence. So wang chuan interview tu te hian I power mo thil ti theina le influence mi ngong theina ngong that tak ngong ro pui tak inge soi rual lo hi an nei ve ani ati ta ni chuan part 2 kha next video wa kan continue ang